Okay. That ball's staying with me. Canton, Ohio can get another ball.
Thanks, there you go.
Go ahead and tell them, Cam Little. Welcome here into Teal The Show. One preseason game is officially in the books, and Cam Little is the talk of the town because he basically hit one from the river through the uprights over at the stadium. I got Kyle Ashley hanging out with me tonight. Kyle, with one preseason game in the books, a 70-yard field goal, I don't think it's tough to top that. 70? It's crazy.
But it also, imagine doing that and then you get a call the next day and they're like, hey, can we come get that ball?
Oh, no, he said it clear.
Mine.
You can't have that. Especially because technically because it's preseason, it doesn't go in the record books as the longest field goal in NFL history, which I think is absolutely insane.
That's what they say, but I'm counting it.
It's a record
Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick, just because I think this might have been good from a little more than 70.
Maybe 72, 73 in his pocket. When we talked to him after the game, he hadn't even seen the kick yet. Hadn't even seen the kick. If you watch it, his teammates were on there to celebrate before he even realized it was getting ready to go through the uprights. Cam couldn't see it over the tall offensive lineman, but there was never a question in this thing. But watch the punter, watch the holder. They don't let you see him. Logan Cook was jumping up to let him know it was going through the uprights, which was pretty cool.
Right down the middle.
And stroked it. 70 yards out. And his special teams coordinator, Heath Farwell, has been with him for was with him last year as a rookie and with him now. And Coach Farwell said he couldn't be more proud of what Cam Little was able to do out there.
It was a special moment. I mean, I think the group, not only the specialist realized how cool that was, but you saw the team just get behind Cam, and they realized how talented he is and the type of person he is. So they love him to death, and you could just see the excitement not only for the team, but for him and our group. So pretty cool moment. Obviously, it's preseason. We understand that, but it was so cool to be a part of that. And again, because he's so talented, because the operation is so great, you feel comfortable sending him out there in those kind of unique positions.
Give him a statue.
That's crazy. Coach Cohen's got to be excited to be able to have something like that in his pocket going out there. You're basically, if there's a touchback, you're what, like 10 yards away from Cam Little range at this point.
Well, they were talking about the conundrum of if you have a kicker that can kick that far and a punter that can get it down inside the 5, which one do you go with?
Well, just let Cam and Logan fight it out on the sidelines. We'll let them do that and see who can hash it out. All right, so one preseason game is officially in the books, and we've been trying to make sure that we have this open line of communication with everybody at home, so we want to know what you think. So we set up the Duval dial-up phone line, and we got our first call in, and he was a little upset, I'd say, about what he saw out there on the field at the bank on Saturday.
This is Bush Drive Rich here. Wanted to call and congratulate Cam Little on an excellent performance of a 70-yard field goal. I can't believe we got the same thing we've been having for the past 4 years. You would have thought we wouldn't even have 3 defensive coordinators in 5 years. But guess what? Yes, the 3rd defensive coordinator in 5 years. And this guy looked like he is lost as that defense looked on Saturday. Disgraceful, distasteful, and dissatisfied. That defense was atrocious. Mr. Campanelli, that ain't gonna cut it, bro. It's the AFC South. You want to stop the run? You did that, but you can't stop the pass. I'm gonna pray for you. We gonna pray for you, and we gonna hope. Just like Pickens said a couple of years ago, we got a hope defense, and we hoping that we get penetration through that line. God bless you, Jacksonville, and God bless Duval.
Oh, man, Bush Drive Rich was none too happy. Love the phone call. Definitely appreciate the call in. He let the Jaguars have it a little bit there, didn't he?
Yeah, shout out to Bush Drive Rich because, I mean, you can't do it any better than that. But he also made some good points. You know, the defense, not so hot out there. They gave up a lot of yards in the past. So, I like the call.
Look, here's the one thing I'll say. It's preseason. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. The playbook is not open on offense or defense. The defense did not look great, And one of the guys who didn't look great out on the field, Tyson Campbell, missed Jaguars training camp practice today. Liam Cohen said he's day-to-day, so he clearly got hurt at some point during that game. So we'll be keeping an eye on Tyson Campbell. And that's a big blow for the Jaguars defense because the problem for Tyson with his play being kind of shaky the past couple of years has been injuries. So for him to get hurt already is the reason why, you know, if you ask me if the starter should play in the preseason game, I'm going to immediately say, nah, I'll wait to see him in week 1 because what you would hate is to lose what's probably your cornerback 1, your top guy in coverage for week 1 of the preseason game if you end up losing him for an extended period of time. For a game that didn't matter.
We can rest him the rest of the preseason. I think I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, so we appreciate Bush Drive Rich, and we want to know what you think. So the Jaguars get back out on the field this weekend for another preseason game against the Saints. We'll have another Teal The Show between now and then, don't you worry. But we want to know what you think about the team all year long. Make sure you dial up that Duval dial-up. That phone number is 904-391-3661. Go ahead and put it on speed dial and call us and give us your thoughts. And you never know, you might see yourself or hear yourself pop up here on Teal The Show. You can also hear Bush Drive Rich's whole call if you head over to newsforjacks.com or if you go to our Instagram, that's Sports for Jacks.
Dial it up.
Dial it up. Dial it up. We want to know what you think. We want to know all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly if we get to that point. But hopefully a whole lot more good. We do have some more good planned here on Teal The Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about a guy who grew up here in Jacksonville who's now wearing a Jaguars jersey. Plus, we got to talk a little bit about the unicorn. He was in his natural environment out on the football field on Saturday, none other than Travis Hunter. We'll take a look at how he did in the Jaguars' first preseason game. Plus, we'll be talking about Ricky Lee coming up after this break. How did it feel to get out there for that first NFL game?
Well, I felt great. A little nervous, but it felt great.
Did it settle down when you got that first catch?
Yeah, it definitely settled down when I got the first catch. Really, when the first play started, it settled down. So,
was it what you kind of expected it to be, or is your head running 1,000 miles an hour at all?
Nah. My head wasn't running 1,000 miles. But I was a little nervous at first, but after the first play, I was good.
How would you grade how you did out there today?
I did pretty good. I feel like if we had more opportunities, we would have showed them what we can really do.
You heard it from him. Look, all it takes is one play sometimes to kind of settle those emotions. It was his first NFL game. Even if it is preseason, it's still a first is a first.
And he said, if you're not nervous playing football, you're playing the wrong sport. And I agree. Hey, I get nervous when we're shooting those interviews.
You should do that with everything. I was told that very young. The second you stop being nervous with something is probably the time to go ahead and find something else to do, especially when it comes to things where you're doing it in front of people and you got fans out there. So, look. Here's the thing with Travis Hunter. We wanted to see it. Maybe you didn't see the big play. There wasn't that big highlight moment, but he did make a couple plays out there. I think we got a couple of videos of the catches. So Travis Hunter had a solid day. I didn't think there was any, like, banner bad moment that people are going to be writing hate letters about, but it also wasn't the big play. Even if he was close, maybe if he doesn't slip there and breaks that tackle and breaks off a big game, I think the attitude around Duval is a whole lot different if he just doesn't slip and can turn upfield a little bit.
Now, that last one there didn't count. There was a penalty on it, but, I mean, for the most part, you know, he had 2 targets, 2 receptions, so he caught what was thrown his way. We like to see that. And then here's some stats right here. So he did play 11 offensive snaps, 8 defensive snaps. So we got a little taste of him. I just like seeing him out there playing both ways. He did catch the ball. That was a plus because they did have some drop problems in that game. So at least he came down with it.
Look, a glimpse into what could be from Travis Hunter. Everybody wants to see, oh, are they really going to do it? Are they going to play him on offense and defense? And we stay in here on Teal The Show every week and say, yes, they're going to play him on offense and defense. And then somehow, some way, we're still arguing the same question about the people out there, Devontae Adams, other NFL players that don't think he can do it. Well, we're going to find out this year because the Jaguars are going to roll him out there on offense and defense. You can book it. That is not even a hot take. That's just what's going to happen.
A guarantee.
That is not a promise. It is a spoiler for this upcoming season. I can spoil it for you. He's going to play offense and defense. He's going to play it a lot. I think he's going to be very involved in what the Jaguars are going to do this year. And from what we've seen, I think he's going to be good. Look, there was one play where DeJuan Smoot got the sack, and the quarterback for the Steelers was trying to throw the ball Travis's way, and Travis locked down just to erase that side of the field. And if he'd have let it rip, Travis would have had a pick. And I know a whole lot of people would have been excited to see that. So, look, yeah, I think Travis Hunter's going to be good, man. I think he's a really good defensive player, and I think he's going to be explosive on the offensive side.
I'm looking forward to that first celebration because I know he's kind of talked about it, so I'm just waiting to see that dance.
We got to see what he's got in his pocket. I don't know if I can do that dance. I'm not even going to try. So he's going to be the guy that a lot of people are looking for, but when you look at this Jaguars rosters, there's some guys that give it just a little bit of local flavor. What is Johnny Wolford, who played high school football at Bishop Kenny, but they actually just added another guy, Ricky Lee. So Ricky Lee played at what was then Lee High School, now Riverside High School, and is now officially a Jacksonville Jaguar. We got the chance to catch up with Ricky, who said that it's kind of a surreal moment to know that he's back in Jacksonville and a Jaguar.
You're a Jacksonville guy.
Yes,
back
sir.
Here, what is it like being your hometown team?
Man, it's exciting, man. I'm glad to be back home. You know, God works in the mysterious ways, but being home is definitely a blessing. I'm happy to be here.
You know this area pretty well.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
come to Jaguar games as a kid?
I came to a couple. I didn't come to many, but I'm definitely coming to more now.
What was it like when you got the call that you were coming here and your agent got in touch with you and said, hey, you got an offer to come here?
I'm not gonna lie, man. It was kind of surreal. Waking up, getting that call early in the morning when I woke up, it's kind of like a dream. But when I seen that text, man, I hopped right out of bed and I was ready to go.
Hopped right out of bed and he was ready to go. He knew that 904 area code, so it was time to go. So, look, glad to see Ricky Lee back here on the hometown team. Definitely going to be a lot of excitement. You love to see those hometown guys watch the Jaguars as a kid growing up and then now kind of get to live that moment.
Hopefully it goes to more Jaguar games in the future as well.
Hey, you know, that's kind of a perk of being on the team, right? Get sideline tickets.
Hey, sideline tickets.
Sideline tickets. Sideline tickets. All right, Jaguars have another preseason game set for this weekend. That one's set for Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, which means you get one more Teal The Show before then. So on Friday night, we'll be here at 11:20 to try and break it all down with all of your questions and let you know what you need to know before the Jaguars get out on the field for that second preseason game. We appreciate you hanging out with us here tonight. We'll be back here same time next week for another episode of Teal The Show. Good night, everybody, and go Jags.